Welcome, everybody. This is the Rotary E-Club of Silicon Valley. Every week, we love bringing you fascinating people who are telling stories about how they are improving the world around them, locally, globally. And this week, we have with us a speaker from South Africa, Marcel du Plessis. And I am excited for her to be here, but I'm going to ask our member in South Africa, Richard Nags, to introduce her for us. So, Richard, I will hand it over to you to unmute and let us know.
Okay, so it really is a pleasure to be able to introduce Marcel today. She joined Christopher Robin Pre-Primary when she was only 3 years old, and she graduated from our pre-primary in grade R. She joined our secondary school in grade 8 and was elected as the deputy head girl in 2005. After school, she studied a Bachelor of Architectural Science at the University of Cape Town and graduated in 2009. And being an extremely creative and forward-thinking person, she found architecture to be rather monotonous. So her desire was always to own her own business, and she went on to complete a postgraduate in management in entrepreneurship at UCT. After leaving UCT, she started up an NPO called the Lavender Upliftment Trust in Lavender Hill, along with 2 trustees. She ran the NPO for 2 years, after which she converted it into a social enterprise, which she still runs part-time today, called Lavender in Lavender Hill, producing lavender home, body, and food products with a social cause. She gained many nominations for the social enterprise, one of which being a finalist in the Premier's Entrepreneurship Awards in 2013. While running Lavender in Lavender Hill part-time, she found her true passion and calling for animals in need. She started working with the Mzananda Animal Clinic in Khayelitsha as a fundraising and communications management consultant in 2013, using her developed business skills to channel into her passion of assisting animals in need. So thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Thank you for the introduction. It's
Sure.
lovely to be here on the Rotary E-Club, and I'm very excited to tell you all about what I'm doing in South Africa. So I'll jump right into it and go to my presentation. So I will be telling you all about Lavender in Lavender Hill. Just to give you an overview, Lavender in Lavender Hill is a production company. We produce all different types of lavender products, which are home, body, and food products. But we have a very special social aim behind it, and this is what I'll be focusing on today. So how it all started, as Richard mentioned, is that I started working in Lavender Hill with another NGO with a few partners. And the point of that NGO was very much to plant lavender gardens in this community. This community is one which has an enormous amount of gangs and violence and crime and a lot of joblessness and lack of education. And the idea behind that NGO initially was to plant these gardens for beautification purposes. Because if your area around you and your garden, your surrounding is beautiful, it at some stage will start impacting your life and making you feel beautiful, which has a rollout effect. So this is what the initial NGO was about. And during the time of managing this, I saw that there's just a huge amount of joblessness. And this is not only in Lavender Hill, this is in the greater Cape Town and South African areas. And this is what sparked me into starting a social enterprise where we can create jobs and create entrepreneurship. And that's where Lavender in Lavender Hill really got inspired from and started from. So the production company Lavender in Lavender Hill has a very big social aim. The first social aim is that it tries to inspire entrepreneurship and job creation. Not only in Lavender Hill, also in surrounding communities and other Cape Town areas, because there's such a wide variety of joblessness. And how we do this is in terms of the product creation. We very much work with people who are community-based or who are underprivileged, and these people become the producers of the products. Otherwise, we look for small micro enterprises or small entrepreneurs who are really trying to change their life and trying to start their own business, and we support them in producing our products. So our entire supply chain of producers is all made up by these small enterprises and small community people who we've helped to set up little businesses. Then another social aim that we work with is our outlets of how to sell. We create to sell our products. So people who don't have any income can set up a little shop and just sell the Lavender Hill products, and we assist them with business training to do that. And then lastly, because it was all inspired by Lavender Hill, we give back by doing education sessions in the community. So we do this through with the kids, with the elderly, teaching them how to grow the plants, and I'll show you a little bit of pictures later on. So firstly, I'd like to introduce my team of producers. They're all as you can see, they're all ladies, which is really lovely, and they all have a very special part of making Lavender in Lavender Hill possible. So our first in the top corner is Shamila. Shamila lives in the Lavender Hill community, and she produces our eye masks. Initially, she produced our eye mask. That's now been handed over to someone else. So she produces our sachets and our scented hearts. And she works from her home, which she has converted a little room into her sewing room. Under her is Jainab, and Jainab creates all our biscuits. She works from her own home kitchen, lovely shortbread biscuits with lavender fillings in them. Underneath her is Lillian, and Lillian has started up a small clothing and sewing company, and she now produces all our eye masks. And it's really lovely that Lillian has been able to employ 3 more ladies to work with her to create the masks and the other products that she's creating. Next to her we have Sharon, and Sharon is a lovely lady who's working out of a church kitchen, and she's producing our lovely lavender soaps. And she's also been able to employ 3 ladies who work with her to produce these soaps, and she's also building a further network of clients who she can produce soaps for. Next to her we have lovely Tanya. Tanya is a great entrepreneur who has great love for the beauty industry, and we are one of her only clients. She only has 2 clients, and we have teamed up with her to create all the body products. So she's that body entrepreneur, and she creates all our body products. She's also been able to employ quite a lot of people underneath her to help to produce those. And obviously the lavender has to come from somewhere. So next to her is Ingrid, and Ingrid lives on a tiny farm, and she's just started planting lavender plants in her garden, and this grew into not a big farm, but quite a substantial little lavender farm, which really gives us all the lavender that we need for our lavender products. And then right above them all is 4 ladies from Okama Packaging. They are our packaging ladies, so they package all our essential oils into the bottles, and they package our cooking herbs and the teas. And what is really lovely is that all these ladies do have some form of a difficult background. So 3 of our ladies are based in Lavender Hill. Lillian is in Strandfontein, which is just 5 minutes from Lavender Hill, and Okama Packaging is also in Vrygrond, which is also just 5 minutes from Lavender Hill. And so it's a lovely team of little ladies. And we just had another lady join us. Her name is Veronica, and Veronica is also based in Lavender Hill, and she will be creating our candles. So we're currently busy doing samples of candles to add to the range. Our second element of our social cause is the business creation. And we've called this program the Lavender Ambassadors. So these are the people who can set up shop and who can sell the lavender products as their main income source. And underneath the text, you'll see Sherilyn. Sherilyn is our first lavender ambassador, and she has a little shop at the waterfront, which has been sponsored for her, which is really lovely. The waterfront has supported in sponsoring her, and she runs this shop full-time. So initially, we started off with just giving her stock on consignment, and she paid this off bit by bit. And now she runs the shop completely by her income, and we assisted her with how to do bookkeeping, how to do sales orders, you know, the look and feel of a shop, everything that she needs. So she still gets mentoring as much as she needs. We only have one other lavender ambassador, so I would really like to expand on this program and give more people this opportunity. Then our last social cause of Behind the Products is our education sessions, and these are done in the heart of Lavender Hill. We've done quite a few with kids and the elderly and the chronic illness group, and it is really a place where everyone learns about lavender. They learn all the healing benefits of the products and of the plants, and what they can do with that plant at home. In Lavender Hill, it's a very poor community, so they don't always have access to medicines and things like that, so they can use the herbal qualities of the plant to so they taught how to create, and these cuttings would essentially grow into bigger plants. So they taught the entire process of how to grow the plants, how to maintain them, and essentially they could sell these plants if they wanted to, but they also can just use it in their day-to-day lives. They also get taught about how to create some products which they could sell if they wanted to as well. So I'm just going to take you through our product range now. Our product's main elements are always the essential oil and the lavender flowers. Those are the main contributors to all our products. So our essential oil is an absolutely miracle oil. If you don't have a pot of lavender oil in your house, you need to get one, because it just cures anything. So it can cure any sore, any skin problem. It's great for headaches to put on your temples. It's great to sniff in and relieve stress, and muscle relaxants and all different types of things like that. It just has so many healing properties. The second element is the pure lavender flower. Many people wouldn't know that the lavender flower is actually a cooking herb. So what we use for the lavender flower is that you can use it to create tea, you can use it for cooking, and it also comes into all our different products, which enhances that relaxation and that calming and soothing effect, and as well as the healing effect, which you'll find in this plant. So our food range is quite a unique range. There's actually, in South Africa, you do not find anything else like this, which is quite lovely. On the top, you'll find our lavender cooking herb, which is the only of its kind in South Africa. And we use it for all different types of things. You can use it on meats, any type of meat, on vegetables when you're grilling vegetables, in baking. You can see we have a lovely lady who makes these lavender cupcakes at the bottom, our lavender biscuits, all different types of ways of using it. It's a great replacement for rosemary if you want a bit more of a floral taste. And then we have our lavender teas, which is our lavender honeybush tea and the lavender rooibos tea. And it's a completely unique thing in South Africa to have a lavender tea, which is in a tea bag. You do find some loose leaf teas, but ours are the only ones in tea bags. And yeah, our lavender teas have great healing properties. They are fantastic for relaxing. People who struggle with insomnia, it is wonderful to help you sleep and calm down at night. And it's also fantastic for detoxing, similar to green tea. It should help you detox and cleanse. But also, it's just a lovely tea to drink. It's a very subtle hint of lavender, so it's not a very overpowering tea, because lavender can be quite a strong plant. In our home range, here we find the little lavender sachet, which is made by Shamila, our essential oil, our room spray, which is fantastic for keeping moths away. Instead of those stinky mothballs, we use the sachets or the room spray. And our lovely ladies also produce these handmade eye masks and the scented hearts. And our eye masks are fantastic because they have the essential oil and the lavender inside them, which helps you calm down at night and sleep well. And also mosquitoes and moths, they hate lavender. So it really keeps the mosquitoes away, which is a really lovely thing to have while you are peacefully sleeping. Our last amount of products is our body products. And here we've got a range of our bath salts, very great for relieving muscle tension. Our soaps, which is done by Hope Soap, the ladies from Hope Soap. They use pure coconut oil and our essential lavender oil to create this. We have a hand wash and a body lotion, a hand cream, a lip balm, a body scrub, and then our luxurious body cream. And what we also try to do with all our products is we completely stay natural. If we're doing the social cause, we need to also help the environment and stay natural. So none of our products have any chemicals in them. They're all completely from the earth, which links into helping the world and helping the people using it and just making an all-over effect on the world. And that is everything that I would like to share with you on Lavender Hill. Would welcome any questions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
All right. Well, good stuff. And let's hear it from the crowd. Good. Wonderful to get like all of this information about the different products that are available there. It makes me think of a trip I made to north of San Francisco just a few weeks ago. And we stopped in this little coffee shop on the way there. And one of the things they had was like a lavender espresso thing. I was like, really? So you know, just all kinds of different things apparently are becoming popular with lavender in lots of different places. Now, I'm particularly interested in how you initially kind of made people interested in the possibility of working with you on this. I mean, were you just on the ground there, just meeting people, talking to them? Tell me more about that experience.
Absolutely. First, sorry, there we go. The first lady who came on board was literally the little lady named Shamila. She was our biscuit producer. And this actually was still happening during the time that I was at the NGO. And I just had the idea of let's maybe start producing some products. I'm just going to give it a try. And she was one of the mothers at the school that I was helping out with the NGO. And she always popped in and came and asked if she can't volunteer or be a part of the program. And I asked her, what do you do? And she was cooking most of the day. She's an Islamic lady and she was cooking. And I said to her, well, why don't you start making our biscuits? And that's how it started. And it was such a lovely day when we got Netbank to do their corporate gifting through us. And they did a whole Women's Day gifting and bought only biscuits. And yeah, Shamila came to me the one day and she said, I can buy shoes for my kids this Christmas. And that was just so special to me that it could really make a difference. Just that one order made a big difference to her life.
So cool. I mean, like, there's such a power to giving somebody that sense that they can fend for themselves, right? I mean, what what an amazing gift to anyone to feel like, I can take care of my family, I can do these different things. And it's one of the reasons that entrepreneurship, along with innovation and education, are kind of the focuses of our club. I'm guessing that Richard, has seen some of these same things in the work he's done in townships there as well. I'll bring him in for a comment or question. And we'll get you to demute there.
Yeah, there we go. Marcel, I've learned so much about lavender. I can't believe I didn't know so much about lavender. And what's really amazing is that, I mean, you're empowering them to heal themselves as well, not only through financial means, but through the lavender products. So, I mean, that's really amazing. I'm interested to know why lavender specifically. Have you not looked at maybe other herbs? Is there a personal preference for it, or?
Well, I actually had no love for lavender at all. I didn't care for it at all when I started. It just interestingly fell on my lap. And some of these things happen, when it's meant to be, it comes to you. And it was really a play on words initially. In the Lavender Hill community, there was no lavender and there was no hill. And that was the aim, is just bring lavender into this community, which is a dull, sad community, and bring some happiness and joy and beauty. And that's how it started. And from that, I actually started investigating lavender and finding out all these miracle things that this plant can do. And it's just rolled out from there. But yeah, maybe one day we could extend. There were ideas of, olives in ottery or something like that.
Okay, and if somebody comes up with an idea for a product, I mean, do they just come to you and say, "Hey, how about we do this with lavender?" And I mean, what is the process?
Generally, what I find is the lavender ambassadors who are running the little shops, they get quite good feedback from the public in terms of what the public wants. And they will come to me asking, can we produce this? I will then go out and look for those micro enterprises or ladies in the community or anyone who we can work with who falls into the category to create those products. So essentially, I would usually have to come up with an idea and present some ideas to them, and they'll make me some samples and put their own initiative into it, and then we work off that.
Okay. Okay, and have you haven't looked at other herbs, maybe? Not at this point.
No, not
lavender,
at all. I haven't
like
looked at that direction.
Okay.
So when you think about taking these particular products,
maybe one day.
Cool. And when you think about taking these particular products and looking at each business model, so you're connecting with people in Lavender Hill, they're working with you on some possibility. What do you use as a metric for success? I mean, like clearly sales is a piece of it, but what are the different measures for you that allow you to say this is something that can be a successful part of what we do?
Yeah, it depends if it's on the business side or on the social side. Obviously, sales is a huge thing because it is a business and it has to produce income. But on the social side, it really just is about is it making a difference in that person's life. I know it might not be making a huge difference in the actual community, but for that one person, it is making a difference. And that's where I kind of gauge on, is it working? Especially work in the community, they don't just do this. They have, for example, Veronica, who's starting our candles. She runs a little safe haven for kids because there's so much gang shooting and violence, and the parents are generally on drugs. The kids come to her during the day, and she feeds them and looks after them. And she doesn't have any form of funding for that. So the income that she's making of producing the products, that goes into again. So that's really has quite a few tiers of impact. Yeah, which is a nice way to look at it. And if you went to each of the ladies, you'd find that they are supporting other impactful places in the community.
Well, I can imagine that the not just what she does for those children, but the example she sets as someone who can become self-sufficient. I mean, just that sense of hope for what the future can hold. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's so little people in the community who actually want to do something. There's a quite a big mentality of we need work and we want to have more income, but there's not always the initiative. So people like Veronica is making a huge effort, and she spends a lot of time, and she's not making a huge amount of money, but she's making a huge difference. And
Mm.
yeah, she's setting a fantastic example for all those little kids that she's looking after and their parents, who she's really educating as well through the kids.
Well, I mean, I think there's always that need to get a ball rolling, right? You know, because just at core, people want to be productively engaged. You know, they want to be able to do different things. They want to be people who are respected in their community, and a lot of that comes down to being someone that people can look to and say, that's someone that can help. That's someone that helps the children. That's someone that supports his family, whatever it may be. Now, in terms of helping others, you're not limited to just entrepreneurship. I know that you spend a lot of time with the Imzananda Animal Clinic, and how did you get connected with them?
I've grown up really loving animals. And as I was working with Lavender Hill and that community, I got so much experience of different cultures, and obviously I had to do fundraising and the marketing and the business side of things. And yeah, I at that stage was going through quite a rough time personally, and I got a little puppy that came into my life and literally cured my life. So at that stage is when I decided, well, let's give back to the animals because they do heal lives. And by chance, Humsananda was the perfect match. They're in the community, so it's a different culture to Lavender Hill, but it's another culture that isn't mine, which is lovely. And they were doing such amazing work. And there was a position open, and I joined the team. And yeah, what I love about working there is that it really isn't just about the animals. It has a huge effect on the humans who are looking after the animals. And that experience that I had with my puppies kind of saving my life is what we're giving to the people in that community and healing people through animals, really, which is also a great, great experience to be a part of.
Well, we just recently featured a video. One of the reasons that a lot of people come to our meetings week in and week out is they really like the little videos that we add to the meetings as well. These stories of different things. And we included one called Mutual Rescue, which is about a guy who had been in a very difficult time in his life, and he adopted a rescue dog, and how much it meant to him. But I mean, we have so many opportunities to do good and to have that good come back and help us as well. So pretty cool stuff that you were able to connect with that as a professional feature as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing that I think we can all do is we all have fantastic skills and we can use it to do good in the world. Whatever skill you have, you can direct it into doing good.
And with a thought like that, I think we should go ahead and wind down. I mean, that's a beautiful kind of description of what it means to be in Rotary, and about taking our skills and bringing them together and finding ways to improve our communities near and far. To all our members and guests, thank you very much for joining us this week. We hope that through the meeting, not just our program, but through all of the different things that we share as a part of the meeting, you find something that inspires you to go out and to find a way to make a difference with those around you. And so every week we ask you to do two things for us. One is after the program, you go down a little bit farther, and you'll see a little thing to fill out, which tells you that, or that allows you to say that you were here. So that's our attendance record. And when you fill that out by spelling your email address properly, it'll generate an email that goes back to back to you, and you can pass that along to your club secretary for a makeup meeting as well. I'll give Marcel the last word here in, in just a minute, but we ask everybody to leave a comment. So there is a section at the bottom, the discuss section, DISQUS, and we ask that you leave a comment there. You can reply to other people's comments as well. This is our chance. This is one of the many ways we use to get to know each other and to just share ideas and to have that opportunity to really give feedback. We think we can improve what we do, and we welcome your making that happen with us. I want to thank Richard, who has connected us with our great speaker today. It's always good to get a little Cape Town time in. And Marcel, what I'd like you to do is to go ahead and to finish us off with a thought, and then we will finish the recording.
Yeah, I just want to share that last thought again. Doing good no matter where you are in life. Use your business, use your personal life, use your skills to do good, because we can.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. Thank you, Marcel, for speaking to us, and we will look forward to seeing you next week.